This Outpost programme was produced and edited by Hounslow and filmed and narrated by Max Evans. Introduced across the capital in May, a slew of barriers now stand erected in over 60 residential areas to stop motorists cutting through side streets. While praised for encouraging walking and cycling, low traffic neighbourhoods, or LTNs, have been criticised by others for causing major disruption to working people and emergency services.
Just if you can give me a call back later, I'll see that you're going to book it and give me a call later at the office, alright? Okay, thanks Tony. And the thing is really, for London to get back economically and to pick itself up off the floor, if you're going to stop transport and you're going to stop local businesses, you're going to make it hard for local residents to get their kids to school. And you know, say you've got to drop your kids off and then you've got to be in work at 9 o'clock, and now all of a sudden, because of these road closures, it's taking you 35 minutes. There'll be some watching this who'll be saying, well, get them on a bike, yeah? But life ain't as easy as that, is it? If you've got 3 kids or 4 kids and you've got to get them to school, what's it going to be like the Brady Bunch? You're going to have a row of bikes all the way down the road. Yeah. And if they think that London is going to be some little hamlet in the countryside, then forget having any economy. Forget it. When London is back to being normal, you tell me, driving around the greatest city on the earth, listening to a bit of Jazz FM, having a coffee, working, meeting different people from the whole spectrum of society, right? And that's what I love about driving a cab. You can pick up someone who's just going down the market, you can pick an MP up, an actor, someone in business, and you can have such a great array of conversations. It's fantastic. I love it. I love driving a London black cab, and to see London in this state makes me want to cry. It's just awful, you know? It's the LTNs and the cycle lanes together, coming together, they have taken such large swathes of roads off the map, right? And like I said, from a cab trade's point of view, the whole point of people getting a taxi is saying, I want to go from here to there. But if I can't take them there because there is shut, what are you supposed to do? The end result is they don't take a taxi, and people say, oh, well, that's good. Don't need taxis. So what are you going to do? I thought it would be better to have a taxi fleet than people actually owning cars in central areas. Where did you want to meet up?
Well, I can meet you at Town Hall. That's easy enough, isn't it?
Okay, I'm on Farringdon Road. I'll come straight up. I'm on my way there now.
I'll give you teeth a quick clean and I'll be up there, mate.
Beautiful. Clean underpants and socks as well.
Oh, I'll put them on straight away.
There's a bit of a kit inspection, all right?
Yeah, okay.
I'll see you there, Harvey. All right, mate.
Bye-bye.
Islington Town Hall.
We are complaining to our local councillors about the LTNs and all the restrictions that they're putting in at the moment. As you can see behind me, we're in Liverpool Road. At the moment, we've got a guy who's a resident here, Eric Pagana. He's taking the council to court on a safety basis. As you can see here, they've put a bicycle lane straight through to Holloway Road, which is about nearly a mile, and it pushes the residence bay out into the middle of the road. So when people are getting out of their vehicles, and whether they're picking anyone up, they're liable to get hit by, this side obviously a bicycle, because of the reduced size in the road, hit by a vehicle.
Islington has become a flashpoint in the LTN controversy, with grassroots campaign group Ludicrous Road Closures leading protests against further planned motor restrictions in the borough.
I'm looking at the plans, and the Highbury plans, it looks like they might be closing down the barn and around where Highbury Grove is. And I'm thinking, how am I going to get him to school if they shut the barn and Highbury Grove? There's just no possible way of him getting there. So I just told them, if they're going to do this, he's not going.
Yeah. What can you do?
Islington Council says people-friendly streets make it easier and safer for residents to walk, cycle, use buggies and wheelchairs, and result in cleaner air by reducing motor vehicle traffic. Here in Chiswick, councillors in support of such green initiatives have been targeted with death threats as online hostility against them intensifies.
Certainly across London there's been other councillors and councils where they've received death threats, and in our neighbouring borough in Ealing there's been people, as far as I'm aware, been arrested for criminal damage, damaging the temporary installations of road closures, CCTV, etc. That's been going on. It's not acceptable. We live in a democracy, and people should respect the right of local politicians who have been elected to deliver for the residents of their boroughs. So that sort of behaviour is not acceptable. We have to reduce our reliance on the car. You've seen when you walk up and down the high street the number of shops that have already closed because of COVID, and pre-COVID they were closing as well. We've got to get more people walking and cycling to their local shops.
Funding has been provided to establish 150 LTNs across London, according to TfL, but some schemes, such as in Tooting and Barkingside, have been scrapped in the face of fierce opposition. With a continuing reluctance by many to use public transport, the future of this scheme looks just as uncertain as the long-term impacts of the pandemic.